I'm Ronald, K4GET, and this is going to be build number one, video number one of my DIY gravel filter for the koi pond. I have some of the parts made, so I figured I'd make a couple of stages of the video, because there wouldn't be enough time to get it all in one video anyway. This is the intake, the air manifold for cleaning the gravel. This is the method that I've got from watching Loaded Operator 7 has a video on a DIY gravel filter. I don't think he actually showed the manifold, he just had it under the rock, so I figured I would show it. I'm giving him credit for this. That's the air intake. You're going to blow air through this tube here, and air's going to come up through the gravel, and that's how you clean it. That's the easy clean method. I have this that I made for the water inlet. This is a 2-inch shower drain. 2-inch shower drain. It happened to have the nuts already fastened inside the drain, so I just put 4 stainless steel bolts in it to keep it off the ground, off the bottom of the barrel, you know, so you'd have better water flow. Obviously, if it was sitting on the bottom, you couldn't get any water flow. And the reason I have it pointing down is in case any gravel falls down, you don't want it to go inside there and plug it up. So this is 1.5 inch. It's 2-inch neck down to 1.5 inch with a big sweeping 90 instead of a short 90. I went with this way so the water flow isn't, it doesn't stop the water flow at all. It'll be a little easier on that. If you have a hard 90, it kind of slows down the water flow just a little bit, especially if you're using a lot of them. So I went with the wide sweeping. This will sit down in here, and then I'll have a platform that's going to hold the grade that keeps the rocks off the bottom. It's about 6 inches off the bottom, so that'll be. And let me put that on and I'll show you. Okay, so that's a little box that I found on bulk pickup. Most of this stuff I either had laying around the house. Now the air manifold, I had to buy those parts, but most of the stuff is I just got at bulk pickup, like that little box right there. I'll also have 2 grades that are going to be on top of that will be holding the rocks up off the bottom. I also got these at bulk pickup. I just twisted them together so it would be smaller holes for the gravel to go through. So let me show you what that looks like on. Okay, now that grade is on. Now again, this is going to be about 6 inches off the bottom of the barrel, and it's going to allow plenty of area underneath for water flow. And to get the air coming up, you don't want to have the rock right on top of the air pipe because it won't clean as good. So you want to get that I went about 6 inches. You don't have to. You could probably go, I mean, you could make your own method. I just thought 6 inches would be good. So this is going to fit inside the 55-gallon barrel, and I'll have either a bulkhead, a 1.5-inch bulkhead, or a uniseal coming out of the barrel. Probably a uniseal because the barrel's curved. Bulkheads are flat, so they don't, you know, it's pretty hard to get them to seal properly. So I'll probably use a uniseal, which will come down. I'll have another sweeping 90, and then I'll have this valve here, the shut-off valve, coming out of the top of that, and then down to a mechanical fall valve. And then it'll be going down into my pond. I'm going to be using 2 pumps right now. So I have a Y fitting that I'm going to be using with a 3/4-inch hose line put in it. That'll be coming off of 2 pond filters. I have one coming in the mail, probably be here in a week or so, which is about a 1,600 gallon an hour pump that I'll be using. So this will be temporary for now, just to get it operational. let me go ahead and show you what this looks like inside the barrel. Okay, so there's the 55-gallon barrel. It's got a removable top, which I'll keep and I'll somehow use it. There's going to be a wet dry add-on put on top of this, and I think you've seen those videos already. Also, I'm going to have a moving bed filter that's going to be on top. They're both in 5-gallon water bottles, and I'll show you more when it's all complete about that. This is what it looks like down in there. So you can see it's got a pretty good fit, nice seal. It should hold all of the base rock up and not let much of it fall down, if any. Of course, you'll blow the air down there to clean the gravel. 1-inch tube. The 1.5-inch tube is going to come out somewhere in this area here with the uniseal. Then I'll have a 2-inch up top going back down into the pond. You have to have a bigger outlet than you do an input, from what I've heard. I'll probably have 2 up here, one for draining and cleaning, and one for going back into the pond. And this way I don't have to keep changing it and shutting valves and stuff. Of course, I'll probably have to figure out a way to, because you've seen how big that shut-off valve is, and the ball valve, so I'll probably have to run it this way and then up around and back this way before the pumps feed it somehow. I'll figure that out. You'll see it more later. And then, like I said, this is video number 1. You're going to have probably 2 or 3 videos to complete, and then eventually, after it's been working for a while, I'll show you one cleaning it. I'm sure you've seen other videos out there with them cleaning it. Don't mind this mess, it's a work area. And of course, you've seen the pond already. 7.5 foot by 5.5 foot by 4 foot deep. And then there's a little ledge on right up front here where you'll see the fish swimming. They like hanging out underneath the wet dry filter. That's the wet dry filter you've seen in some of my other videos. That's going to go on top of that DIY gravel filter. And this thing's doing pretty good now. It's been working for almost 2 weeks, and the water is just crystal clear. I mean, you can just see the rocks in the bottom of the pond now. The power head, you can see the writing on the power head. See the power head down there? The square one? You can see the writing on it almost. Of course, the koi are loving it. Anyway, this is video number 1 of the DIY gravel filter build. Easy, clean method. Again, this is Ronald, K4GET. Thank you for watching.